He has spent 20 years navigating risk, compliance, and governance in global cybersecurity. Dr. Thasneemuraman Ahmed Al Azhar.
Perhaps the real answer to talent shortage is the organization doesn't just retain cybersecurity experts with the salaries.
Some of the most devastating cyber attacks come from vendors and partners, not from within your own systems.
Organizations that maintain clear decision pathway, shared situational awareness, and aligned communication are the ones that protect business continuity and recover faster.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and let's get right into it. What if your organization gets hit by ransomware tomorrow? How would your board react in the first 60 minutes? Would your data stay safe, or would it be exposed to the world? Is your compliance dashboard up to the task, or just ticking boxes? Truth is, in today's world, cybersecurity is no longer just an IT issue. It's a governance issue, a reputation issue, and a survival issue. And we have got someone here today who is not just managing these challenges, but leading the charge. He has spent 20 years navigating risk, compliance, and governance in global cybersecurity. So please join me in welcoming Thasneemuraman Ahmed Al Azhar, now Dr. Thasneemuraman Ahmed Al Azhar, IT Security Officer at the Qatar Free Zone Authority. He has recently been awarded an honorary doctorate in cybersecurity leadership from the Dunster Business School. Dr. Azhar doesn't just implement frameworks, he sees through the blind spots many leaders miss. He has been there, and today he is here to share how to really govern digital transformation and tackle the threats that can sink an organization. Dr. Azhar, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. It is truly an honor to be here on a FaceTime with leaders and join to this conversation. Such an inspiring community of governance professional and board leaders. I'm also very grateful for the kind words about the honorary doctorate you presented here. I am deeply humbled by that recognition, as it is reflection of my broader cybersecurity community and the mentors and colleagues I have worked with over the 4 years. Today, cybersecurity is no longer only about protecting systems. It is about protecting trust in institutions, service, and leadership decisions. When a cyber incident happens, for an organization, if a cyber incident happens, the first few minutes are not just technical. They are about governance, coordination, and leadership making informed decision quickly. I'm looking forward to today's discussion and sharing my perspective on strengthening the connection between security operation and board level governance. Thank you again for having me here.
Great. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So let's jump right in. Dr. Azhar, your career has taken you from the front lines of cybersecurity to shaping the strategic direction for businesses on a global scale. Now, looking back, what were the key moments in your journey that made you realize cybersecurity wasn't just about protecting data, but about driving business decisions? And what advice would you give to today's leader who are still playing catch up?
Thank you. Thank you very much for that question. That's a very thoughtful question. My journey into cybersecurity began onto the infrastructure and system side. Everyone is familiar when the cybersecurity journey starting, they start with the operations side, working with the networks, servers, and operational environment. At that time, the focus was mainly technical, ensuring system stability, availability, and protecting data from threats like many professionals. I initially saw cybersecurity as a technical safeguard around IT systems. Over time, the perspective changed. I realized that when a security incident happens, the impact goes for beyond technology. It affects operation, organizations' reputations, compliance, and leadership decisions. That is when it becomes clear to me that cybersecurity is not only about protecting system, but about protecting the organization's ability to operate with confidence. One of the most rewarding part of the journey has been seeing cybersecurity become a strategic function that support governance and business decision. Of course, there was also challenges, especially when security was seen as obstacle rather than an enabler. Those moments taught me the importance of translating technical risk into business languages. Okay, that's what I can say about this decision making and advisory giving to the organizations here.
All right. So, what a great start to this conversation. Taking it forward, we hear about cyber attacks every day. But here's the scary truth: ransomware is only getting worse, and it's not a matter of if, but when it hits your business. So, let me ask you this: what's the one thing organizations should be doing right now to prepare for a ransomware attack? Because waiting until it happens is no longer an option.
That is a very important question, actually. From what I have seen over the years, many organizations talk about ransomware risk. Ransomware, in the sense like it's locked everything. You cannot open once ransomware attacks has happened. But the responsibility is not always clear. Some teams see it is a technical issue, while other thing is an operational problems. When real incident happens, this lack of clarity can show down decision making. One of the most important things organizations should do is rehearse how decision will flow during a crisis. It is not only about testing technology, but about clearly defining who makes decision, who escalate issues, and how team coordinate when time is very critical. During a ransomware attack, hesitation can increase the damage. Like any, if someone is not taking the responsibility and is not escalating properly, like that. But when roles and communication path are ready and it's very clear, team can respond much faster and with a greater confidence. In many cases, strong coordination between security team and leadership make a big difference in how quickly incidents are contained. So the key takeaway is this: ransomware preparedness is not only about a tool or controls. It's about clear decision and coordinator response under pressure.
Absolutely. And here's a shocking fact: some of the most devastating cyber attacks come from vendors and partners, not from within your own systems. Think SolarWinds. So it's not just your IT team you need to worry about. How can businesses stop their supply chain from becoming their weakest link? And what's the hashtag one thing they need to do to secure their partners before it's too late?
That is a very real concern today. One thing I have noticed in many organizations is that partners often receive access to system or data without the same level of security applied internally.
Sure.
As supply chain grows and digital ecosystem expand, oversight doesn't always grow at the same pace. Responsibility becomes distributed across many vendors, but accountability is not always equally clear. And that's where the real risk sits. Weak links often appear because expectation between organization and partners are not fully aligned. Some vendor may follow strong security practices. They have documentation. They have their own policy documentation. Everything is there. But while other operate with very different level of discipline, those gaps create blind spot that attackers are quickly to exploit. So if I had a point to one action that make the biggest difference, it would be establishing consistent security standard and verification before granting access to any partner. Every vendor should meet clear expectation and demonstrate how those controls operate in practice, not just in documentation. That is the things I can mention. And in my experiences, when expectation and responsibility are clearly defined early on, collaboration becomes much smoother and trust between organizations strengthens. Very that makes stronger. So perhaps the key takeaway in this one, your supply chain is not just a network of partners. It's become part of your security ecosystem and it must be protected with the same discipline as your own environment. If vendor is considered, this is my environment, this is the practice I need to follow, all these things.
So talking about, so there is a massive shortage of cybersecurity talent, and it's only getting worse. So how do you compete in a market where everyone's scrambling for the same experts? And what's the best strategy for attracting and retaining top cybersecurity talent? And how can companies ensure they are ready for the next wave of threats despite the talent gap?
Yeah, that is very real challenge across the industry. From what I have observed in many organizations, the talent shortage doesn't always show up first in hiring numbers. It show up the decision cycle, like when the responsibility are unclear or priority collide. Even very skilled team that showing down under pressure. If you look at how mature organizations operate, particularly in sector like finance or global technology companies, they focus on creating clear operating structure. Experts stay longer when expectation, responsibilities, and decision part are well defined. It allows them to concentrate on solving the complex problem instead of constantly reacting to confusion. So for me, the most effective strategy is not just competing for talent in the market. It is building an environment where cybersecurity professional can operate with clearly and purpose. When authority boundaries are clear and team collaborate effectively with the leadership, specialists can focus like the cybersecurity specialist or any specialist can focus on anticipating threats rather than firefighting. In my experiences, when team understand how they're how they're defining the organization goal and pressure becomes manageable and performance improves. So perhaps the real answer to talent shortage is the organization doesn't just retain cybersecurity expert with the salaries. They retain them, creating environment where good decisions are possible and meaningful work can happen consistently. That is what I can provide the some thought.
All right, that was very insightful, and thank you for sharing those insights with us. Moving on to the next segment, which is called Rapid Fire Round. I will ask you quick questions and you have to answer with a yes or no or a quick choice. So are you ready for it?
Yeah, you can start. Yeah.
All right. So here I show you the first question. Is India ready for a major cyber crisis? Yes or no?
Perhaps partially ready, but there is still significant work to do.
Okay. Next one. Should every business in India have a CISO? Yes or no?
Yes, CISO should be there. Yeah.
Okay. Are Indian businesses investing enough in cybersecurity? Yes or no?
Not yet.
All right. Does every company in India need to worry about ransomware? Yes or no?
So, absolutely yes. Yeah.
Okay. If you had to choose, would you invest more in cloud security or endpoint security?
Endpoint security, because it's often the first entry point of every company.
Absolutely. So that was fast and insightful. And thanks for playing along there, Dr. Azhar. Okay, so moving on to the next segment, which is the true cost of cyber attacks, lessons for us. Dr. Azhar, in April 2025, Marks and Spencer experienced a massive ransomware attack that took down the systems, disrupted operations, and cost them over 1 billion euros in market value. This wasn't just about IT, it was a leadership challenge. So, what's the leadership role in these kind of cyber crises when a company faces a disruption of this scale? How do boards and executives keep their teams aligned, stay calm under pressure, and navigate through the storm while ensuring business continuity?
The incident with the Marks and Spencer is a very important example because it shows how quickly a cyber incident become a leadership challenge, not just a technical one, as we mentioned before. In situation like that, the first thing you notice is that cybersecurity immediately moved from the IT department to the executive table. The first four of the first hours of crisis reveal whether the organization truly has clear decision right, escalation path, and leadership coordination. If those structures are unclear, even strong technical team can struggle to respond effectively. I have seen situations where predefined accountability made a major difference. When leadership already understand who lead communications, who manage operational recovery, and who coordinate with the regulator or partner, decision happen faster and team remains focused. That clearly stabilized the organization during a very stressful moment. But I have also seen the opposite when fragmented ownership or unclear authority creates confusion, when leaders are not aligned on prioritizing